Welcome to Hideout and this Age of Empires forecasted game, and today, spawning in the southeast corner of the map, we've got Kreischer playing in yellow as the Rus, and his opponent in the northwest, we've got Kaup playing in blue as the English. Welcome everyone to this Age of Empires forecasted game, and hopefully what's going to be a fantastic game. We don't know, I'm in the dark as much as you guys. Follow along, grab some snacks. It should be a good one. Now, the English civilization, pretty strong on this map I suspect, and so are the Rus. I mean, the Rus are strong on every map. That's the thing about this civilization. But let's focus on the English and maybe their strategies for today. So on Hideout, I think 2 town centers is very strong for the English, especially because of the fact that, well, to actually get to the opponent, it's a long route around. They have to go past all this wood, all the way around to do any damage. And if you're going to try and do that with longbowmen and spearmen, it's really difficult. You'd have to go for a definite timing push with that, maybe like the 8th, 9th minute with a massive death ball. It's a very kind of, I wouldn't say all in, but it's a very kind of, you know, you got to get it right. You got to do damage sort of thing. I think that's a big dynamic in this map, actually. If you're going to try and do damage, you've got to, because if you've invested a lot in military whilst your opponent's invested in economy, you know, you got to do damage, basically. And that's something that Kreischer and the Rus might be able to do. The civilization, which is so flexible at the moment, is super strong, has many things going for it in terms of economy bonuses. You know, the Kremlin, incredibly strong, getting the Kremlin gremlins, the actual units, the militia. But also the fact that the Kremlin boosts up the wood drop-off by 20%. They've got the hunting cabin passively generating 34 gold per minute. He's getting the bounty as we speak by killing the wolves and the sheep. Super strong. He's already getting wheelbarrow nice and early. So all these things is so good. It's what makes the Rus very strong. But also they can be very flexible. So they can go for a fast castle potentially to do some damage with, you know, castle age knights maybe. They've got the mobility with those knights, so they can get across the field very quickly compared to, say, for example, infantry that the English would be going for, most probably, usually. And that's what makes the Rus very strong. So I'm really excited to see how this one pans out with these 2 civilizations. And that's it. I mean, in the mid to late game, something fun can happen, maybe potentially. A bit of a chop through in the middle to be a bit more direct with the axis in terms of the route to each other. Could be an option. And it's going to be Abbey of Kings, the landmark for the English. So it's going to be playing for the late game, or the mid to late game. Because, you know, if you want to be aggressive, you've got to go for the Council Hall, right? So go for the Abbey of the Kings. He's going to get a king out and most likely go 2 town center. Maybe try and pressurize with the king a little bit. But the amount of pressure he can do with the Kremlin going up is pretty limited. He'd have to come through the north side, if anything. Yeah, I hope that introduces the 2 civilizations and the players quite nicely. I hope you guys are all having a great day. And just want to say thank you for everyone who's given so much support to the channel recently. You know, you've been sharing your content with your friends. I've seen comments like that. So it's really nice to see, because it gives me extra motivation to do better casting, better games. And to keep on going, because it's really nice to read that you guys have been enjoying the content. And which you have, you know, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel with the whole algorithm business. But more importantly, like, if you want to keep watching content with Age of Empires 4 and this channel in particular, obviously, then consider subscribing to the channel. And more importantly, hitting that notification bell gives you a little ping on your phone or your tablet or your laptop, whatever you're watching on, or even your TV maybe, who knows. I wonder if YouTube notifications go on TVs. If you guys actually do get notifications on YouTube, like, you know, you can have the YouTube app on your TVs, like your smart TVs. Let me know in the comment section below. Kind of be interesting to know, actually, to be honest. But yeah, either way, hit the notification bell, damn it. And just to kill a bit of time as we're going to now progress into the feudal age for both players. There's going to be a wheelbarrow coming up for Kaup. I think that's probably the reason why he's going for the early mill. Obviously, he doesn't have the wood for, you know, dropping farms just yet. And now that his opponent's gone up to the next stage, he's going to rush it up a little bit with 4 villagers now. Just to speed things up a little bit. It's going to be a 2nd town centre coming out for the Rus, which you kind of expect, I guess, in a way. Not a fast castle today. Villagers now do get a lumber camp for that wood line. And wheelbarrow is already in for the Rus. And this is what's so strong about the Rus economy. Like, he's dropping off 20% more wood already in the lumber camp. He's got wheelbarrow already. Whereas the English have had none of that, right? The English have had no eco bonuses up to now. And he's only just researching wheelbarrow. So it's really telling the big difference here in the early game. Both civilizations have the same number of villagers, but the eco for the Rus is off the charts at the moment compared to his opponent. Especially, you know, he's getting the hunting cabin bounty as well. So really nice for the Rus at the moment. But where things really get online for the English is sort of the mid to late game. And we can see that there's potential of heading that direction, because there's a couple of villagers heading towards to stone. So he's going to go for that 2nd town centre himself. I mean, the Rus are so strong at the moment that they're going to get the 2nd town centre a lot quicker than the English. And that tells you everything, right? He's getting double broadaxe, getting the pickaxe mining upgrade. He's got wheelbarrow already, got 20% drop off on the The Kremlin, the hunting cabin passively generating gold, is going to get the second town center faster. And where do you draw the line? This is crazy. I think I've given a good summary there already. How strong the Rus are going to be. The English, they're no joke on this map, especially if they get to the super late Imperial Age, they get enclosures. And I think one thing about the enclosures is so strong is, obviously they get free gold out of it, but it means that they don't have to extend themselves across the map. They can play very condensed economy, but not only that, it saves population space. So if you think about it, the gold that you generate from the farms, although it's a lot less than it once was, it used to be a lot more gold, by the way. Even though it's a lot less now, it frees up population space, right? Because they don't have to mine the gold with villagers. They're just using the same villagers for the farms, and they're getting gold out of it too. Bit of an engagement. He sees the king with the scout, going to run across to the Kremlin. Needs to be careful here, Calp, not to lose his king. Probably won't lose it. He'll probably react quite nicely. There's no villagers garrison inside the Kremlin anyway, so he'll be fine for now. And the north villager's going to snipe out the scout maybe. Going to try and keep up. Going to get rid of the scouting information. Does he get it? He does indeed. Now goes back to stone. And, well, I mean, he knows he's on stone already anyway. So the plan is up for Calp. Pretty sure we'll know. Look at that, the upgrade's coming. Double Vortex has come in for Calp as well now, though, which is kind of nice. Very, very nice indeed. Now, I did have a question for you guys. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last video, actually. But, now, I've been talking about veal and deer. I've never actually had... Although veal, apparently, I've been told as the comments, is baby cow. Venison is what I was thinking about with deer. I've never had venison. But then it got me thinking, I did read a comment, there's some people who are vegetarian, so I need to know, what's your kind of favourite dish if you are, even if you're not vegetarian, I mean, carnivores or omnivores eat vegetables as well. I would love to hear what you guys like to eat as vegetarian dishes. For me, it's a bit tricky. I mean, maybe stir-fries are pretty good. I mean, you can't really go with stir-fry, right? Whether it's vegetarian or not, it's really good. So there's that second town center. Holy moly, he's going to go for a third. You can tell he's got so many villages on stone still, 8 of them. He's going to get a third town center pretty fast. Although he's kind of struggling with the wood count. Let's switch over to the income per minute now, actually. Because the food income looking off the charts here for Croatia. Is that the second town center up and running already? And it's just gone online now for Calp. So not too far back, actually, to be honest, in terms of delayed. But where the English farms come online, this is going to be super nice. Really good food gathering source here for the English. And also the farms are increased in terms of harvest rate. It's quite significant. 15%, 20%, 25%, 30%. Each age goes up when it's under the influence of the mill. And they are cheaper as well. So they can play this condensed economy. And I think that's probably the reason why the Calp would get away with this. Now, I have an idea. You see this often on Hill and Dale. So you can only really get one close vein, gold vein that's close to you in the main base. But what if Calp goes for like a medium-paced, fast-ish Imperial, mid to fast Imperial, and can get enclosures, and all the farms that he'll have will generate gold for him. Could be an option, but he'll be under a lot of pressure from the Rus, no doubt. I'm sure about that. I'm sure that Croatia wouldn't want to let him get away with that too easily. 2 Kremlin gremlins, 2 militia pop out. Thus, he just manages to kill the villager. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? She got in and came out the other side. Will he lose the king though? He might. Oh, he saves by 2 HP. Oh no, but the knight will charge in and take him out. Yeah, he goes down. Fortunately, the king perishes for the English, but he could just make another one. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's just going to get another one straight away. It'll take a couple of seconds. It takes a while for the kings to be trained, to be anointed and appointed as the king. It takes time. It takes a generation, but apparently only 20 seconds now left for the English. Going to be that third town center. I like the positioning, actually, because it's on the wood, gold, and berries. It's going to protect quite a lot. And with this greed, though, I wonder what the Calp is going to be faced up against, because there's a blacksmith. It suggests there's going to be feudal age aggression. There's a double stable, so plenty of knights to be popping out, getting the boar on the east side. Be careful not to lose that villager. Does survive. A couple of villagers on stone. I mean, he's still on stone here, Calp. Could he be going for more town centers? Short. Wait a minute. Okay, this is interesting. He's certainly going for something, either a keep or I think he might be going for more town centers. Actually, kind of crazy. But it will take time for the villagers to come out and do, like, good amounts of economy bonuses or gathering for them. Boar on the west side. Oh, there is actually a question I need to ask you guys. Sorry, I know I'm asking so many questions in one casted game. It's because there's not a lot going on. But I did get a comment recently saying that they don't like the music in the casted games. I don't know, I love the music. I'd love to hear what you guys think. In fact, let me know. Type a 1 in the comments if you like the music being there in casted games. A 2 if you don't like them. I know a lot of the other casters don't actually have the music, but I think it adds a lot to the atmosphere, to be honest. As long as you can all hear me, that's the main thing. And I think you can. I've checked out the replays and stuff. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Why did he delete that? Well, I guess, I guess he's exhausted the stone pile. That's why. He's taken everything he can. 635 stone in the bank. Could afford to keep if he gets about 220 more. Obviously, he needs to get to the castle age first. King doing some funky business there. Rallying the villagers to work a bit harder, I think. Interesting choice to keep 3 villagers sneakily there. I guess Krisha wouldn't be expecting it. Krisha heavily on wood. What's the plan? What's the game plan from Krisha here? Maybe it's fast castle behind this. 2 TC castle age. Got a lot on wood though, right? He's going to have a really hard farming transition. I'm pretty surprised. This is kind of weird. He's got a lot of villages on wood. 28 of them. But certainly with that 3rd town centre now, villagers' numbers are really starting to build up. Oh, King, get out of there, dude. He does just about get out of there. Knight's going to dive in. Snipes a villager. Nice snipe. But this is where things become trickier. There's like a critical mass of town centres almost that, you know, killing villagers, it's bad if you lose them, but it's not terrible. Because you've got 3 town centres, you produce them really quickly. It's kind of similar like the Palace of Swabia for the HRE. You know, when the Imperial Age comes in for the HRE, it's kind of devastating. Like, you can kill as many villagers as you want, but you actually need to do like structural damage, infrastructural damage, because the villagers keep printing. So, similar sort of situation for Kaup in the English. If he loses a village, it doesn't matter. It's got 3 town centres. Going to go up to the next stage with the White Tower. It just shows you how strong the villager counts can be if you've got a large village count. Because Krisha is a fair bit behind. Got plenty of wood though. What's he spending all the wood on? That's what I want to know. Is it rams or something? It's trickling in units. It may be considering rams. Yeah, there is. That's what it is. We spotted them. There's a 3rd ram coming up. So it's going to be a massive push. But the concern for Krisha is his opponent is now in the castle age at 12 minutes. Offers a lot of static defences in the form of the White Tower. Obviously very strong. And the 3 town centres. Pretty good. And he'll be getting castle age units now. Castle age knights. And I think full castle age knights for Kaup does wonders. He's got 2 barracks though. So maybe spearmen will be added into the mix. Another town centre. 4th town centre. Kaup, what are you doing? This is kind of crazy. Because the thing is as well, like, yeah, okay, having many town centres is great. You can produce lots of villagers, but they're very, it's expensive, right? To run 4 town centres. And that payback on villager production doesn't come until much later in the game. But the trouble is, he's going to be faced against something right now. And that is these rams. 24 military to 2. I think, actually, this is the first military apart from the king that Kaup has produced, the knight. Kind of bonkers when you think about it. It's got the infrastructure ready though, so it's getting a couple of spearmen out now as we speak. But every second that Krisha is delaying here, or having to wait, is kind of painful for him. But the first ram has been built. And with this, actually, he's going to get the 2nd upgrade, the wood upgrade. It's going to be really nice for him. Lumber preservation, increasing the gather rate of wood by another 15%. Super strong. Going to get a monastery as well. Look to pick up some of those relics. And that's kind of interesting. Going to get that passive gold generation if you can gather a couple of them. And it's really nice because if he is pinned at home like this, which he probably will be, if you're 4 town centres, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to have to play very defensive for quite some time. If he can sneak a relic or 2, that'll keep that gold trickling in. 31 military to 5. Well, Kaup is going to have to hold on for dear life. He doesn't have much military. But he does have a lot of villagers. 14 villager lead. Knights do charge in a little bit. The good thing for him, he can always head back and heal. Does lose a spearman. 2 of them actually, in fact. Here come the rams. Could think about getting getting spring order placement. Okay. In case the army gets close by. Not a bad shout, but 33 military to 4. Doesn't look like... Well, actually, to be fair, Castle Age is not too far away, especially the amount of gold he's mining. Triple stable for the Rus. 2 archer rangers and a barracks. Getting the free sources of food on the map. And that's what's strong about this push and this kind of aggression from the Rus. It gets him the resources pretty much for free on the map. Boars, the deer packs, whatever he wants, he can get it really. We're taking some of the infrastructure out in terms of houses. I think at this point Kaup is just buying himself some time, right? He just needs to get some units out. Going to get Mangonel, get premium Castle Age units. But he's just going to go north maybe to Berries, it seems. Yeah, to Berries to gather a bit of the free food on the map. Wants to save as much wood as possible for now. Now, the capital town centre is actually under fire, under risk. 3 rams. I mean, Kaup can't hold on forever. He's got 7 military. There is a Mangonel that could get a good hit off. He's just going to back off for now. He needs to keep his army close by, though. He needs to go back in with the rams. He needs to be careful. The archers might go down to the Mangonel. Mangonel gets off, but doesn't hit anything. Fortunately for Krisha. blacksmith. Okay, well, it's an interesting positioning. I think the good thing for this as well, actually, it just blocks things a little bit. From a base building perspective, like if the rams come in again, it makes the pathing a lot more difficult, a lot more tricky. I think this is purposeful. Like, he could have built the blacksmith anywhere else, right? But decided to purposefully put it there. Makes a lot of sense, especially because he knows a push is coming in soon, right? We're just going to start chopping wood again. Has picked up his first relic though, which is kind of surprising. He's been able to get out of there. I suppose in the north it's pretty contested. I think Krisha's coming in for a killer blow, but he's struggling. Like, economy-wise, Kalpa's going kind of crazy. An extra 27 villages, 28, 29 villages. Constantly climbing, of course, with 4 town centres. Super hard to keep up with. There's that castle age now for Krisha. Might be able to contest some of the relics potentially. I think he needs to build some palisade walls and just stop the progression. Does have an outpost there, wooden fortress, which is kind of nice for vision and protection. 3 mangonels. Archer numbers are going to be trembling in their boots. Just flanking a little bit with the knights, waiting for the upgrade to come in. Most likely veterancy coming in, and veterancy for the archers. Also getting hardened spearmen. Really mixing up today, the Rus. Wait a minute. What is this? What is going on? There's 3 town centres. There's a 4th, there's a 5th, there's a 6th. Alright, well, Kalp's going for 6 town centres. I'm glad I picked this match to cast. This is kind of crazy. He's, I mean, he doesn't have that much population room. It's like 140 already. Population is going to really skyrocket. Is he producing out of all of them? He is as well. Holy moly. Villager lead is going to climb so heavily. He's going to lose a couple there on the berries, though, to the knights. Unfortunate. Oh, and the knights are going to dive on the villagers. They're going to garrison side. Here come a couple of knights, and Mangonel's shots get off, but he doesn't take too much damage. He gets out of there with those knights, and they keep... I'm sorry, the town centre will go up. And that's kind of crazy, because I suppose these guys are really strong, these town centres. They're super, super strong. And now the economy is pretty safe in this little pocket. Uh-oh. Okay, spearmen continue the chase. The knights stopped for a bit. Where do you go from... Like, if you're the Rus here, where do you go from here? It's kind of strange, right? Going up against this. I think he needs some trebuchets, to be honest. Because you can't really get close and personal, right? The trouble with that is that the White Tower will start to be able to produce their springles very, very fast. The villagers there on berries could be in a bit of bother if the knights decide to go after them. If he doesn't, it's to back away. There's too many spearmen for his liking. Just keeping the army moving for now. I think Krisha needs to really build up a timing attack. He needs to build up as many units as he possibly can and go with one big hit. Because he is behind an economy in a big way. Oh, what's this? Stone walls coming out. Oh, but Kalp's going to get spotted. Militia being sent with a warrior monk. Needs to deny these walls, Krisha. He does not want to give this amount of map's position. That's a lot of space, a lot of real estate. Hello? Yeah, he spots it. He's going to try and stop this. Going to send some villagers to get some palisade walls as well. Very nice move. Got a sniper knight or two, trying to get some value. Villagers coming out to that stone. Wait, he's going for stone again? Oh, what are you doing? Surely, it's got to be for keeps, right? It can't be for another town centre. It'd be complete waste now. We've got 6 town centres already, dude. It's got to be a keep. These are pretty ambitious farms, I've got to say, on the front lines as the fight is coming in with the rams. I'm not so sure about this, Kalpi. The wall does get denied. Villagers coming into pat. No, that's the wrong bit. No, what are you doing? No, you missed it. Dude, it's here. Hello. They didn't get the memo. Might just palisade wall there now, because I'm not sure. It's kind of tricky. Only one tile went there. It's kind of weird. Maybe he had a bit of pathing issues. Who knows? But anyway. No. Krisha. React. Krisha. Hello. Okay, phew. That would be really problematic, because imagine sending those villagers on the other side and they're being trapped. Oh. The monk dies a sad death. Okay, an outpost certainly would be good for some vision, for sure. Looks like Kalp is saving up for a keep. I'm not sure it's going to come in time. Lots of knights, lots of archers. 79 military in total for Krisha. But look at this. Kalp has built up a large army himself. 3 mangonels, a springald, plenty of spearmen. And I like this because it counters everything, really. The spearmen against the knights, the mangonels against the archers, and the springals, of course, against the springals and the rams, I guess. But I don't know whether Kalp has enough. I don't think he does. The knights do engage. They take a big engagement against the spearmen. The spearmen brace with the mangonels on the back line. Springalds are getting chomped to pieces. The Rus Springall's dishing out damage. Well, he does lose one. Okay, well, only one more Springald left for the English, but the Spearmen engaging quite nicely. He doesn't have enough. The Knights enough to tank this, and they're doing us so much damage. I think Krisha must have Boyar's Fortitude at this point. Let's take a look. He does indeed. And that's so strong. The Knight's going to dive in. 3 Mangonels very exposed. They're going to be sniped, that's for sure. He might get casualties on the way, though. There is a White Tower and Town Centres. Takes out the 3 Mangonels very quickly. Where are the Rams? They've all been taken apart. 2 Springals still there, but it's fighting underneath the White Tower and underneath the Town Centre. Only 4 military for Kaup. Can he survive? That's the question. Trouble is, I'm not sure how long Kresha can stay underneath the keeps for. Like, it's really problematic. He needs more siege. He needs more trebuchets. He needs more stuff. He's just got Springalds coming out. But behind all this, whilst he's done damage, I mean, we talked about how when you're going up against a player with a number of villages and a number of town centres, you've got to do infrastructure damage, right? You've got to take production buildings out. You've got to take structures out, town centres out. But he's not been able to do any of that. He's dived in, taken out the military, but nothing to follow up with in terms of siege. And that's what's really hurting the Rus, and that could bite him in the butt later on, because armourclad's coming in, getting a wedge rivets as well, and the army numbers are going to start to build up again, because look at the economy count. It's super strong still. 138 villages. Now, Krisha has kept up a little bit. I wonder how he's kept up. He's on 2 town centres versus 6. I guess Kaup has probably just stopped making as many villages. Yeah, he's only producing from 3 town centres, which is entirely reasonable. He needs that food for military. He needs to defend against the oncoming horde of the Rus. 57 military to 29. Denied the walls on the east. Could be an option actually for the Rus to maybe get another attack from this side instead. Maybe dive on the wood line. I like what Kaup's doing, like chopping through here rather than through the middle, because Kaup could be caught unawares if it's through the middle quite big time. Bit surprised to see the Rus not going down the middle actually, because he does have the military. Oh my god! Okay, well, good thing we turned back here. And there's a keep going up. I don't know. Is that going to be a fire when it's built? It's built up. Village garrison inside. This is going to be absolutely huge. Will it go down? There's like 4 rams on this thing. Villagers coming out to torch down the rams, and he's got rams. Come on, do the work. The villagers, he's got plenty to spare. That's for sure. Spearmen engaging against the archers. They just need to tank as much as they can. He needs to keep the keep alive. The keep is on fire. Holy moly, it's almost down. 500 HP, 300, 400. But the rams are going down to the villagers. He's doing absolutely everything he can to keep this alive. And he is keeping it alive. It's on fire, but it's being built up again. He's got plenty of stone in the bag. Plenty of villagers building up, 15 of them. And all that military numbers going down for Krisha. That's not what he wanted. That keep is absolutely huge. Protects all this farming economy. 2 Springals going to deal out a lot of damage. Oh, Krisha needs to react. He needs to snipe those Springals if he can. He couldn't. The rams are still on the case. Just the one though at this point. Insufficient stone. Calby. He needs to use the market. Does he have a market? He needs a market. He needs stone. He does have a market. Could potentially buy it. Got plenty of gold in the bank. He does buy some stone. 400 to be exact. Keeps it alive for now. And the Springals are having to retreat. Archers are diving in. There's another ram, but well, this is rough because villagers could just look to torch out the ram. But the archers on the back line sniping the villagers as many as he possibly can. The villager count really dying. 58 villagers Krisha's has got. 135 villagers to 120, and this is absolutely huge. But the keep will stay alive, and I think he maintains this. That's to keep it a detail. The archer number's not enough. Holy moly, he stays alive for now. And the Springals getting so much work for the English, taking out the rams if they can. And he survives for now. What a crazy battle. But this is such a big implication on the game. Don't underestimate the implication of this. Keeping this keep alive. Still no trebuchets. I don't know why. Krisha. I guess he's worried about Springals in a way, but it's a really awkward situation where he needs siege. And rams are a bit tricky in this scenario because he's got so many static defenses. Villagers can pop out and he can just sacrifice villagers, right? So I don't know. It just feels like trebuchets are the right way. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree, disagree. I don't know. It feels like that's the way. Plenty of production buildings for Kaup. Look at the gold coming online. Now, if he just idles his town centers for a little bit, and his production, which is not, holy smokes, he's producing out 6 town centers again. He could go to the Imperial Age, and that could be a good spot because he's got plenty of villages. He's got almost 200 population space. So we'd kind of expect that to be the case. But look at this, rams, siege workshops, and a market being deployed by the Rus. On the back of this, the Rus are chopping wood. Got the high trade house getting 332 gold per minute. Very, very nice income. But the trouble is, I don't know if he's still got a window to attack here, but Alp is building up a large economy. And they're going to be able to pump out units. It's going to go to the Imperial Age. If it goes with the Berkshire Palace, it's going to be almost impenetrable, this base. We have to see what it decides in the end. Here come villagers to get a keep up. So it's going to be a keep battle here, it seems. And it feels like the English possibly have an advantage here. Oh, it's going to be Berkshire Palace. Question is, how many villages does he use for this? And will it be punished at all? Will Krisha head in with the Springals and the Knights and the Archers? There it is. Spearman there protecting the Springals for now as well. He's definitely intent on getting this Berkshire out. 41 villagers building it. It should get there ahead of the... Well, it will get there ahead of the keep, but it might slap some villagers as well because of the range. It should. Looks like it. And the Imperial Age being so strong here is going to queue up enclosures immediately. And that is really significant, guys. Holy moly. You're going to get so much gold from this. Look how many farms he's got. I mean, Cap has got super duper number of farms. We have to take a look at that in a second because here comes a bit of... Yeah, okay, we'll take a look at it now. How many he's got in total? Holy moly. 76 so far, and counting. Looks like he might be looking to add more with these villagers. That's insane, because he's going to get so much gold out of this, right? And a couple of trebuchets for the English could be quite nice. Network of castles bonus, and maybe network of citadels. He's got network of citadels. Spearman engaging against the archers. Underneath the keep, it looks like Count just doesn't care. He's going to be aggressive, and the Knight's going to be charging in. Spearman, decent numbers, but not enough. He has to back off. Fighting underneath the keep is not advisable. Not with those numbers. Alright, more farms. Holy moly. Well, plenty of gold coming in. I wonder, has he got the enclosures in yet? Yeah, he does. Let's just see how many villages he's got. I think it takes time for the gold to update, really, at this point. Yeah, he's got 0 villages on gold, but 300, 400? I mean, you usually see a couple of gold coins. Yeah, there we are. +1, +1, +1. It's really starting to come online. Knights diving in. Spearmen trying to take out the keep on their own. No real kind of siege to take out the keep, but just going to try and torch it down with the spearmen. Knights are being traded off, though. I believe he's fighting underneath the Berkshire Palace here, Krisha. I'm not sure this is advised. Not enough siege. He's got plenty of Springals. A couple of trebuchets would be useful here. More farms for the English. And the crazy thing about this technology, enclosures, is that he can just constantly pump out farms and just get food and gold units, right? Crossbows, knights, man-at-arms, you name it. He can get it. There's the high armory on the front lines for the siege workshops to make the siege cheaper. Really a nice landmark. Decreases the cost of siege engines by 20%. And it also contains some unique technologies, which you would probably expect to see. Here come elite spearmen against the knights. These are just veteran knights at the moment. He's going to lose a lot. Even though the numbers aren't great for the English, they're still trading really well, and it's just food and wood, and the economy is already super strong for Cap. Look at that food income. 5,000 food per minute. 1,200 gold per minute. And he's got not a single villager on gold, 100 villagers on food. But now with Krisha up to the Imperial Age, is there a way back for him in this game? We'll have to see. Mangonels popping out as well. In the north, Sacred Site Timer had been activated, but he's going to get a keep and deny that. That's a really strong position for a keep, I have to say. Definitely needed. Villagers coming out to repair the keep there for the Rus as well. And he cleans up most of the army, but it looks like Kaup rather can just spam units for days. Has to back off for now. Krisha maybe building up a bit of an army to push in once more. But he's kind of stagnant because of the lack of critical siege, whether it be mangonels or mass rams. Got to get one of the two. Interestingly enough, the Sacred Site hasn't actually been decapped here. I hope Cap doesn't forget about that. I mean, he won't, right? Surely. Looks like Cap's just intent to siege us down with spearmen, and Keeps really did get a big nerf recently, so that's why this is possible. It's on fire. Yeah, unfortunately, Krisha's going to lose this position. This could be a big backlash now for Cap. Look at this. Look how many farms he's got. Oh my god. Okay, let's count. Time to count again. He's got more here as well. Jeez Louise. I mean, this is kind of crazy, right? He has got 119 farms, guys. We're sending some knights here this south way, which we kind of expected a little bit earlier, but it's happening now. This is the issue. Like, it doesn't matter if Cap loses villagers, right? He could just make more. Trouble for Krisha. He didn't do the critical damage he wanted, and it's a really nice game dynamic to think about. We see this very commonly with the Holy Roman Empire, with the Palace of Swabia, except Alp's doing with just TCs, sheer numbers of TCs. You're chasing away the siege, and the problem for Grisha now is he's lost his position. There's a lot of infrastructure here. And he's going to lose infrastructure, and there's something that he couldn't do against Kalp. Couldn't take Kalp's infrastructure out. Knights are diving in, going to lose their lives, but did cause some idle time and some villager kills. But look how many Springles Kalp has got. Siege is not going to be easy for the Rus to keep alive here today. He's going to go for Streltsy, it seems. Not a bad option. Farming transition coming out for the Rus. Decent numbers as well. Obviously not near the 119. And that's why it's such a crazy technology enclosures. Like all these 119 farms gathering that gold. It's kind of crazy. Look at that, 1,200 gold per minute coming in without taking any population space. There's the militia coming out to take out the man-at-arms that are there. Streltsy and the militia should clean this up. Large numbers of infantry. And this could be a big kind of spam of units. It's getting tithe barns as well. I mean, how many relics does he have? He's got 2 relics that count, 3 for the Rus. When you think about how much has been pinned at home, it's actually a pretty decent result to get 2 out of the 5 relics. He's got elite army tactics, so these infantry are extra strong. Going to take out the high armory. Siege is going to be a bit more difficult now to produce. Streltsy in decent numbers. Oh my god, no. This is going to be cool. He needs to build his infrastructure back home. Like, he doesn't have the momentum. The momentum is fully with the English and is continuously flooding wood into this. I mean, he's got plenty of wood anyway. It's a bit rough. It will buy him some time. Maybe it might force Kalp to take care of this infrastructure before he pushes in further. Back at this. What is the gold situation for Grisha? Does have 3 relics, a sacred site. Does have a decent amount of gold there. And there. In fact, he's got loads of gold to mine. But the trouble is that he's having to spend, you know, population space for this. Villager space. Whereas the English just don't. He's completely dependent on the enclosures. And he can be. That's the crazy thing about it, right? Like, the enclosures tech is pretty much, well, it's essentially, it is whole of Kalp's gold economy. Getting 1,500 gold per minute. A couple of horsemen, backed up by Streltsy. Oh, that's kind of a bad sign though, right? When you go for relatively cheap units, non-gold units, but it's kind of understandable because there are constraints in this match for him. Not getting the gold income he would want. Look at the bank though. Out with 13,000 food. That is an insane bank of resources. And he could just keep producing. I think he just needs to chuck units at this, right? Just spam units and he'd be absolutely fine. He can reproduce the military very quickly. Retrain them. Can take the engagement. Horsemen going to dive in. Spearmen going to take them out very easy. The Streltsy aren't enough in numbers to really take a good fight. Man-at-arms chomping them down, especially with the armoured clad upgrade. And oof, that push by the Rus is halted. Has 1 ram, but it's not going to be enough. There's 6 Springolds or something crazy number of Springolds. In the back of that, 7 of them. Take out the ram easily. Could this be a quick swing round? Look at the blacksmith upgrades as well. Full blacksmith upgrades on the melee armour for Kalp, but none of them for Grisha. Doesn't have any melee armour. These units will be absolutely melting for the man-at-arms. The horseman spam is online. Going to extend the network of castles, or network of citadels at this point with the outposts. Alright, well, looks like the Rus are pushing back a little bit, but can he maintain this momentum? That's the question, because at this point in the game it comes down to who has the bigger bank of resources, right? And it does feel like that's probably in the favour of Kalp. I mean, when you look at his food count, it's pretty bonkers. And although a large amount of gold coming in for the Rus, which is going to be really nice for his gold income and gold units production, we shall see what he decides to go for. I mean, he could go for knights, elite royal knights, maybe, but not royal knights, but elite knights. The trouble with that is that there's plenty of spearmen here for Kalp. Maybe it's just full Streltsy at this point. We'll have to see what he decides to do. Man-at-arms taking out a lot of the horsemen. The horse is going to dive on the Springolds, which could be a good option. Might give him an option to go back into siege again. We will have to see. Chopping through maybe, almost? No. Miles away from each other. Heading into the 36th minute. I mean, this number of farms is absolutely insane. We'll have to take another quick look. Maybe it's expanded his economy even further. We'll have to see how many he has in total now. 119. Looks like 119 is the magic number for farms for Calp today. Yeah, he's going to slowly take this infrastructure out. There's no way to defend this. It's rough. Needs to rebuild at home. Plenty of stables, but no archery ranges back at home. He needs them. If he's going to continue Streltsies, at least. The trouble is, what does he do once the gold runs out? Maybe venture out to this one? This one's probably a good one to try and invest in now, because he might be overrun soon. We have to see. Look at the spam coming out for Calp. 200 population. So 139 villages, rather. Grisha's got 156 villages. Is he over booming a little bit? Potentially. I mean, has he just got Kremlin gremlins? How does he have that many military? Yeah, we just saw a massive drop in military. You have Kremlin gremlins. I'm pretty sure he had over 200 population there for a minute. Manatar's trying to push in. Streltsi's holding firm for now, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Manatar's going to dive in and is going to be reinforced by more English infantrymen. They're taking the fight, and the Streltsies is getting surrounded. He's finally got the first melee upgrade. Melee armor upgrade. He's going to continue the push. And the Rus are struggling. Down to 18 military. And he can't keep producing from these archery ranges, because if they do, they're just going to come out and die, right? He's still producing, though. Yeah, this is going to get sniped. He needs a critical mass. He needs them grouped together, and he's just not getting that here. Getting pushed back. Further and further. A massive farming transition coming out for Grisha. Oops, that's not a good sign, is it? Decent number, 73 odd farms, but, you know, it's not necessarily what the Rus will want to do at this stage when there's fighting. 90 farms, so pretty decent number of farms. I have to invest a lot of wood into that. He does have plenty of food and gold. I think at this point the issue for Grisha is production, right? And he's going to need wood for production. He's getting the production now. Oh, no, yeah, he is getting the production now. He needs it. He needs it fast. He did spend a lot of wood in that farming transition, and this is kind of rough. All this wood was tied up here. Didn't really help him in the end. Looks like Calp is going to take this out first. It will buy Grisha a bit of time, maybe just to restabilize, but behind all this, 30,000, 38,000 food. Oh my god. Absolutely insane numbers. It's farming economy. The trouble is, it can't be harassed, right? Like, it's not like it can be raided to death. It has to be a slow, big siege push, and it feels a bit unlucky for Grisha here. We have to see. We have to see. There's a lot of man-at-arms here for Calp. 32 of them so far. But again, the production buildings are forward. It does give him a bit of space and breathing time if it has to be taken out before the push comes in further. But if they do get taken out, it might be good to produce some here. So he can try and reinforce as best as he can. Elite Knights. Alright, well, this is where Grisha starts to get out the big boys. He's going to be up against man-at-arms and spearmen. Now, technically the knights counter both of them, but the trouble is, Calp can just spam anything he wants at this point. He can just remake them, right? If he can get forward production buildings, it'd be quite ideal for him to get reinforcements out a little bit quicker. But he's going to head forward. It is take the engagement. The spearmen brace against the elite royal knights, and you know, they're going to do a decent amount of damage. Those spearmen, I have to say, take out a lot of the sting out of these knights. Streltsies on the back line, trying to get through them. Are the man-at-arms really bad pathing around the stone mines? This should be a good clean-up here for Grisha, but how much did he lose in the process? That's the question. How much can he reinvest again? Gold. Look at the gold income for Calp. It's absolutely insane. 7,000 gold in the bank, that is. Not just, you know, that's just ready to be spent. His army did get cleaned up. Moving out to the other gold. I mean, the trouble for Grisha is going to have to start trade soon, I think. He does have a lot of gold there, but it's very exposed. Gold there still. But before too long, if the game goes on too much longer, he will need trade. There we are. Elite Royal Knights with the Streltsies in behind against the man-at-arms and the spearmen for the English. It's going to be a good fight for the Rus overall, but the good thing for Calp is he's spending a lot of trash unit kind of costs. Just food and wood in terms of the spearmen. He's going to have plenty of gold remaining. 8,000 gold in the bank. Uh-oh, this is not looking good for Grisha. We talked about how when you have this bank of resources, that Calp can just keep on producing, and it's looking that way. 50,000 food, 8,000 gold. I think he's gathering more resources than he can spend at this point, and Grisha, he's not doing the same. Like, he's got plenty of gold coming in, but population space is not facilitating that in terms of, you know, having plenty of room for army. Once that gold runs out of Grisha, he'll be in a bad situation. Doesn't have much of a bank built up. So if he loses, or if he's spending more gold than he's gathering in, it's going to be rough. And it is Elite Royal Knights that are popping out with Streltsy as well. These guys are not cheap. And it's just a meat grinder here. Kalp just continuously just trickling in units. He feels confident he can do this because he's got just a better economy. He's going to back off for now, just group up a little bit. Maybe take a bit more cost-effective trade and fight. We're heading into almost the 41 minute of the game. The outpost standing in the way though for Krisha. Streltsy's decent numbers. They're getting huge amounts of damage out of this. The Man-at-Arms, they don't care. They're heading forward. The Elite Royal Knights just aren't getting the value they want against the Spearmen. Spearman numbers are looking really nice here for Kalp, and he's just going to fight and tank this. The gold income is actually climbing. The bank for Kalp is actually climbing of gold, but Krisha struggling with gold down to 250 odd in the bank. He's going to struggle. He's going to have to start taking into horsemen. He doesn't have enough wood. This is not good for Krisha. He's got 0 villages on wood. Why is that? That's so strange. That's so strange. So he can't go into horsemen. He's just relying on food and gold, but he doesn't have the gold reserves. Like, he can't even go for horsemen at this point. That is rough. Kalp just continuing the meat grinder. He did produce more production buildings in the form of the barracks. It's going to be full inventory here for the English. Don't blame him. It's working. He's getting pegged back a little bit. Like, the Rus are holding. But eventually, I think this is a tricky situation for Krisha because he's going to be bled dry of gold. And he's going to need trade. I wonder if he's going to set this up nerdy. He's going to, yeah, okay, he's got the markets up now, which is good. Because he will need that very soon. But if Kalp can hold this, which he should really, he should be able to push on from there just by sheer virtue of how much resources he's got. Is there any potential to attack on the right? Not really. Stone walls have gone up already. No chop throughs coming through the middle. Streltsy numbers looking dangerous here. It could come to a situation where there's a critical mass of Streltsys. Krisha needs to get siege though. Pathing around where the high armory used to be a little bit awkward for him. But on the back of this, well, it's a bit of a standoff, isn't it, on hideout? Holy moly. Okay, I guess we thought this could go long, and it has. To see who actually ends up winning. I think we'll need to take something special here for Krisha, because look at the bank of resources for Kalp. I think he's got to try something crazy. Maybe a landmark snipe? Maybe trying to chop through the middle? He's got to try something different, I think. I don't think banging his head against the wall against Kalp is going to help him. Because eventually he's going to be overrun, and it looks like that's happening now. Only 2,800 food in the bank. He's slowly getting pushed heavily. Wait, Kalp just killed a lot of villagers. Kalp's down to 95 villagers. He must have. He didn't get raided, that's for sure. He just deleted a lot of villagers. He's happy with the bank of resources he's got, and this is what allows him to do this. Now he's going to really start to overwhelm with military. Look at that, 105 military. He's getting the production on the front line. He's going heavy on the man-at-arms, going full man-at-arms. 77 of them. He doesn't want to produce anything else, and he's got so much banked up that he could just kill villagers. Now the composition, the 200 population space is going to be very heavy on military. But he decides to delete more, I don't know. Well, he's going to start pushing now anyway. But Krisha is not going to have enough, because he needs those villagers for the economy. It just doesn't have the economy, the bank up that Kalp has. So there's a lot of man-at-arms just for a few units there, but in the case they're going to add to the fight now, and here comes the meat grinder. Go straight forward. Elite Knights and Streltsy against man-at-arms, just pure man-at-arms at this point. Kalp doesn't care. He's going straight in, and I'm not sure that Krisha wins this. I think the Knights are getting shredded at this point. It's kind of crazy, and once they do get shredded, oops, sorry. Once they do get shredded, that is going to be problematic. Holy moly. Knights, if they go down, it's going to be the Streltsys next. It looks like the man-at-arms are pushing forward, but the Knights are still holding firm. Streltsys, they're doing so much damage though. Trouble is, with this, I want to see, it'd be interesting to see how many units were lost, because I think Kalp's just losing so many units. But it just doesn't matter. It can just make more. It can make more. But the trouble is, there's no meat shield for the Streltsys. They're getting overrun. Man-at-arms are charging in. This could be bad for Krisha. I think it's going to start to be overrun. If the man-at-arms get in up and close and personal against the Streltsys, that's when they'll dish out a lot of damage, and there's not enough meat shield. He's getting overrun. Those Streltsys are going to be unprotected for the Rus. He needs more, but Krisha can't afford it. Uh-oh. That's not good. The production is just maintaining 200 population here, Kalp. So is Krisha, to be fair, but look at the balance. 155 villagers. Man-at-Arms getting the surround on the Streltsies. They are going to be going down very soon. There's no way out for them. There's no retreat. Not even with that gate there. I'm going to try to. Okay, take it back. There is retreat, but a lot of them die on the retreat back. And it's not going to be for long because he's going to just burn this down. It's going to be brute force by Count, but he doesn't care. It's going to burn this wooden wall down. The palisade wall's not enough to hold these out. And it's going to go further forward. Going to get us around. Torch just came out there for a second there for the Man-at-Arms, but look at this. An absolute massacre for the Streltsies. How do they survive this? I'm not so sure. Even further production builders coming on the front lines for the English. Just to reinforce. And those villagers on gold. We talked about how this is probably the gold that he should have taken first, and he didn't. And now it's going to be pushed off of this gold. And where does it go from here? Only 4 military. Krisha doesn't have the military numbers. He's got plenty of resources. He's just not got the production working for him for some reason. He's going to lose a lot of villagers. Uh-oh. 100 villagers lost for both players on both sides. Those villagers got absolutely massacred. A lot of pathing issues though. Man-at-Arms don't know which way to go. They're lost in the herd. Lost in the group. I think he needs to take out the production buildings. They're kind of getting in the way at the moment. With only 3 military for Krisha, I don't know. He's got lots of resources. I think he may have got all these villagers to build or maybe to go to gold. But in any case, he lost a lot. Now with this infrastructure going, it's going to need to have new infrastructure, and it's going to be coming at the back here. Just the meat grinder for Count. Absolute crazy. Now he has had to eat into his reserves a little bit here, Count, but he's still got almost 40,000 food in the bank. 4,500 gold. Not bad at all. And if you can imagine, just back at the beginning of the game, when he had that keep, this keep that survived. This keep that's now still being repaired. This keep. He kept him alive, Kalp. Kept him alive. And boy did he need that, because now he's pushing forward and Krisha needs to find a response. How does he deal with 107 military though? That's the question. He has enough stone almost for a keep. Maybe needs to buy a bit of stone. He's got trade running. The trouble is the trade's exposed. No! We're going to get the trade. Kalp knows it. He's going to send some Man-at-Arms there. Trade's going to be denied and shut down, and after that there's not going to be any gold income. Yeah, the gold vein's gone there. Any gold here? No. No gold. No gold. No gold at all. It's all on the trade. If the trade goes down, that'd be no gold units for Krisha. It's going to transition back over to wood, but you know, gold units versus just trash units. It's not going to be enough. Here come the militia for Krisha just to buy himself some time. All 30 of them, but they're going to melt the Man-at-Arms. I think Count just doesn't even care. He's just going to fight this off. It doesn't matter. He's at population cap anyway. Traders are getting poked and prodded. Now I guess at this point it just depends on what Count wants to do, how he wants to kill off his opponent. Does he want to landmark snipe him? Does he want to just do a total destruction? Take every single unit, every single villager captive? We'll have to see. It's got a lot of Man-at-Arms, I can tell you that much. 77 Man-at-Arms. I take that back. I take it back. Many more Man-at-Arms than that. It's full Man-at-Arms it seems at the point. 105 in total I can get on my screen at least. Streltsy going to try and hold the last line. There's 2 landmarks gone. 2 more remain. I wonder whether he just goes for the landmark snipe. High Trade House and the capital town centre. Which one is it actually? Wait a minute. Usually used to have a... Oh, I think he might have already taken it out. Yeah, he's already taken it out. No, he hasn't. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Although it should have a higher HP. So maybe he did take it out. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because he's only got 2 landmarks left. Ah, this is the one. This is the one, yep. This is the landmark. It goes down. It's got the little monument in there as well. And I think now Kalp just goes for the last landmark. This could be it. This could be the big Hail Mary ending for this match. We'll have to see actually. We'll because we've actually got quite a lot of Streltsy. Holy moly. Will Kalp actually get this? That's the question. I mean, he should, right? It's being repaired. Villagers coming out to repair. Krisha trying to hold on for dear life. 250 HP and still left. Villagers repairing, but the army, Man-at-Arms start to focus on the villagers. But they're getting mowed down by the Streltsy on the back line. Villagers are getting taken apart. Only 85 of them. Uh-oh. Look at the numbers at the top. Kalp, he's deleted villagers. He's getting more military. 173 Man-at-Arms. There's no way, even if he holds this push here, 168 man-at-arms. I don't think there's any way, but in any case, it's going to be fun to watch. The high trade house is still living for now. The question is for how long. 68 military for Krisha. He's run out of a lot of villagers. A lot of them have lost their lives. He's lost 198 villagers. I mean, Kalp's lost his fair share as well, but he deleted most of his own. And the Streltsy keep the high trade house alive a little bit longer. That's the last hope, the last line of defense. But look at this constant stream of man-at-arms. There's no way. It's like Zerg at the moment if you play StarCraft. I haven't actually really played StarCraft that much, but I've heard it's the case. The massive swarm of units. Streltsies are idled, and this is looking rough. 55 economy, 53 military. No gold really coming in at this point. Hardly any. Well, it says still 1,500. I don't know how those are coming in. Probably going to reduce fairly soon. Maybe most of it's from the high trade house and the hunting cabins and whatnot, and the relics as well. Streltsy though, still building up in numbers, but look at this, the sheer number of man-at-arms. I think it's going to go in with one foul swoop. And the trade is, holy moly. Okay, well, Krisha, I think you're probably going to have to resign soon because the trade is going to go down. No gold for you, and the man-at-arms numbers going crazy numbers. Kalp deleted so many villagers, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Krisha taps out, and Kalp comes back from almost the brink of destruction. One keep kept him alive. I hope you guys enjoyed this casted game. Take care, and see you next time.